Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen. So today I kind of want to talk about one simple habit that I've been doing pretty much every single day for the last 6 weeks that has radically transformed my life. And I think if I was doing this when I was like 18 and not now when I'm 23, I'd have made a lot more progress, a lot faster in all of the kind of goals that I have in my life. Not least trying to build my business, but also just making time for my friends and family, making time for my health, right? The things that actually matter, the things that are going to set you up for long-term success. So, like, what is the habit? Well, you're not going to like it, but it's waking up every single day at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, even on weekends. So now I just told you what the habit is, so you might be tempted to click off the video. You might be thinking, oh, well, now my curiosity has been satisfied, but I want to convince you why waking up at 5:30 a.m. is the best thing you can do if you want to change your life, whether, that's for building a business, getting in shape, whatever. So the first reason why waking up at 5:30 a.m. is so bloody good is that nobody else is awake. Now, the beauty of that is I've got like a fair few clients and have had fair few clients in all different corners of the world. Australia, like west coast of America, kind of Dubai. Now, one of the problems with that is you're kind of available all the time, right? Because once one of your clients goes to sleep in Australia, then the one in America is just waking up. And what I found, like certainly over a few months, was that like I never really had that much time for myself to grow my business. And by grow my business, that would be like make my own content or write my own emails or morning. Or basically come up with anything that would bring new clients into my business. And I was so busy working on everybody else's projects. However, waking up at 5:30 means you can carve out like 2.5 hours, 3 hours in the morning just to focus on actions that grow your business. So for me, like this morning, that was just planning out a new video for my main channel all about AI. And had I not woken up at 5:30, I kind of would have just done my usual thing, got out of bed at like 8 and then been straight into client work, which is fine, but the problem with that is that you can't then bring on more clients, which grows your revenue over time. So I think you just need to carve out that first like 2.5 hours in the morning just to focus on actions that directly drive the growth of your business, bringing you more clients, customers, whatever. Now, the second reason why it is so elite waking up early is because, now I'll be honest, there is no part of me really that wants to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Like, it's so easy just to roll into bed and stay in bed and stay under your covers where it's warm and nice. But that's like the biggest mistake most people make. Because if you wake up at 5:30 in the morning and you immediately tell yourself and build this trust and proof to yourself that you're capable of doing something hard that you don't really want to do. Then when it comes to like your business and all of the actions in the rest of your day that you don't really want to do, whether that's like jumping on sales calls, sending outreach emails, even just grinding through client work, or for me, like recently trying to finish my bloody university degree whilst also building my business, all of those things aren't really things that I really want to get done, especially compared to like watching a YouTube video or watching Netflix or, chill things that you actually enjoy. However, and this is the key, because you start your day by doing something so difficult, it makes everything else feel a lot easier. Whereas you've got to imagine if you start by scrolling through your phone or staying in bed or watching Netflix or just, avoiding doing something hard, then it's so much harder to then do those hard things in the rest of the day and then make progress towards your goals, to be honest. Reason number 3 of why waking up at 5:30 a.m. is the best thing you can do in the world is that, a few years ago there was this meme of a guy that also woke up in the morning and spoke about how he get like 3 different days within his day and he had like more time. But it's kind of true. Like, the crazy thing is, when you wake up so early, you give yourself almost like 3 different parts of the day. So I've so many times found myself like looking down at my watch and be like, I actually can't believe that it's only 9 o'clock. Because you've already done so much by the time the rest of everybody else is awake. And that means number 4 why waking up at 5:30 is elite is because no matter what most people tell themselves, we're not really meant to be working on projects like late at night, right? Like, I think there's this illusion that people are more productive in the evening. I used to believe that lie, but I just think it's so untrue now. And what I prefer doing, if I don't die crossing the road, what I prefer doing is having my dinner and then trying to stop work, having like a cut-off point at 8 o'clock at night. And then after that point, I know I can relax, but that's like watching a show, just having a hot shower, reading a book, getting ready to sleep, which obviously is the habit that kind of allows you to then wake up at 5:30. Because it's a lot easier to wake up in the morning when you're on a good night of sleep. And I just find generally the hours before like 12 or 1 o'clock in the day, I'm capable of getting a lot more done. After, I still can, up until about like 8 o'clock after I've had my dinner, and then it gets a lot more difficult. Now the final reason why I want to convince you waking up at 5:30 is going to completely change your life is because there is no other habit really that I can think of that has such a positive, maybe exercise, such a positive effect on other aspects of your life. And the reason why is kind of leads on to the last point. If you go to bed, if you wake up at 5:30, then automatically you're probably going to have to go to sleep at like 9, 9:30, realistically no later than 10. And when you think about most of the unhealthy habits that people my kind of age and younger do, I don't know what they do, drugs, go out, eating junk food, playing video games, like all of that kind of stuff that is going to keep your life stuck, and you're going to be in the same place, if not worse off, in like 10 years time. All of these are things that typically you do in the evening, like late at night. So by waking up at 5:30, you then don't give yourself the opportunity or the time to fall into those unhealthy habits, and you kind of just improve your life as a result of something you didn't even plan. So that's all for this video. I kind of just felt inclined to share that, but adios. I'll see you in the next one.